Putting the interest of other people ahead of our own interests sometimes may make us resentful of the people whose interest we put above our own, because we expect reciprocity from them, we expect loyalty from them, we expect kindness in whatever form it may come, we expect payback. We may never say that we want it, but we expect that should there come a time when we want help, they should be the first person to volunteer. They should be among the first people to be there for us. They should be among the people who are willing and ready to offer their help without even us asking. But the problem is when we offer that help to people who are not worthy of it. The problem is when you offer that help with expectations in mind. People do not receive help knowing or hoping that they'll help you back. Everybody is always out to look out for themselves. So when you want somebody to take every interest without putting your interest at first, don't expect that people will always put you first just because you put them first. Don't expect that people will respect you because you respect them. Don't expect that people will care about you because you care about them. Don't expect that life will work for you just because you have or put the interest of everybody else above your own. Just being a good person in itself may be a good value to have, but it's not good for you as a person. Because while you put your other people's interest ahead of your own, while you become a good person to be an example for other people to follow, you may not have as enough influence to be able to help other people see the value in what you're doing, unless you have enough influence to help other people see what you're doing, to motivate other people, to inspire other people, to show as an example of the value of what you're doing. Being a good person in itself is a detriment to you, works against you in all forms, because you sacrifice yourself for other people, and other people are not sacrificing themselves for you, or may not sacrifice themselves for you. They sacrifice themselves for those who they expect some things from. They sacrifice themselves, they sacrifice their time, their resources, they sacrifice what they have to, so that they can have a greater gain above what they actually do have. So when you sacrifice yourself for other people expecting that they'll be able to reciprocate, you may not achieve your desired objective. Because in you sacrificing yourself, you have the reciprocity in you. You believe or hope and expect that they will be able to do the same for you. But that is not how people naturally are. People naturally look out for themselves. So at times, not always, but at times it may be naive to think, believe, or assume that just being a good person in itself will make the world a better place for you. You may be a good person and influence 1, 2, or 3 people around you, but in itself puts you in a very difficult place, because you expect other people to reciprocate to the goodness that you've shown them, to the kindness that you've shown them, to the good things that you did for them. Sometimes you sacrificed deeply for what was good for you for them, but if they do not reciprocate, you resent them for that. You hope you had not done what you did, because your motives were not to help them. You did it as a seed, expecting that should the time come when you need help, they should offer it way above what you offered them. When you do something, let it not be because you have the outcome already in mind. Don't do something because you want people to react to you in a certain way. You want people to show you a certain gesture. You want people to reciprocate to you in any particular form. Always do what you do because it's in your best interest at that particular time to do it. That way, when somebody criticizes you for doing for what was in your best interest, you live a life that is better for you. You don't have to criticize, condemn, or judge anybody for doing what they're doing. When you offer help to someone, it's because you want to help, not because you feel sympathy for them. Because sympathy in itself, that is an emotional decision in that particular moment. Later on, you expect that they should be able to help you, but you do not show the emotions that drives their sympathy towards you. People will not always be good to you because you're good to them. People will not always show you kindness because you showed kindness to somebody else. What goes around comes around. Yes, there is a philosophical aspect of how the universe is, how life is in general. And there is the reality of the environment in which you live. There's a difference between what life actually is and the reality of the environment in which you live. They are not and may never be similar. Unless you're willing to put yourself first. Putting your interest above everybody else means as you are willing to defend yourself, you'll defend those who you care about. As you're willing to take care of yourself, you take care of those that are closer to you. as you're willing to protect yourself, as you're willing to provide for yourself, as you're willing to care about your health and your well-being, similarly you'll do for those who are around you if it's in your interest to protect them. But when you do it for them and to add to the detriment of your well-being, then you'll always expect people to do that for you. And at times we do things not because we want to, but because of how it makes us feel when we do them. When you offer a certain gesture because you expect people to clap for you, people to congratulate you, people to do certain things for you, then it's not out of your heart to want to do whatever it is that you're saying you want to do. People will always be people. People help when it's in their best interest. People are kind when it's in their best interest. People show sympathy when it's in their best interest. Nobody does something unless it benefits them in one way or another. It is naive to think that people will always help you because you are this good to them. An artist performs a certain song or sings because it makes them feel good about something. It helps them to express certain things. It helps them express their thought process. When you think that they're singing to make you happy, you respond to what makes you happy. It is in your best interest to listen to this song because it makes you a certain way. It is in the best interest of the artist to draw or to sing or to perform whatever performance that they're doing because it's in their best interest to express whatever it is they feel or express whatever it is their thought process is about at a particular time or in a particular season of their lives. So it is wrong to want to put the interest of everybody else above your own interest, because you end up judging them harshly when they don't do as you had hoped they would. You end up criticizing and condemning them when they don't do as exactly as you had assumed they would. Life does not revolve around you, does not revolve around what you do. Life in its own just exists. And it's our responsibility to ensure that on this path of life, we do the best we can with what we have to get the best of it, so that should the time come when you're normal, you will be glad to have lived your best, to have used your time to do what made you happy, to do what made sense and showed value to you, not what everybody else expects you to do. When you live in expectations, there comes a time when people's expectations of you will go way below what you had thought they were. People do not value you, they value how they feel about what you do or how they feel about what you can do for them. So don't always do things because of people thinking they'll reciprocate.